And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Bud Dupree. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Shotgun now for Breeze. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head. So
better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10. Here comes a first down throw for Rudolph. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Rudolph. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. And he's able to get up here to the 26. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. On first down, Rudolph. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd and 10, Rudolph. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to the air, Rudolph. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On play action. Now Breeze. Looking long for Thomas. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Rudolph throwing on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And some room to roam now. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Breeze. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Rudolph. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. They'll pitch it out to Jones. And some room to work. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 43. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. It's brought in right side by Ginn. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans 1st. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Josh Hill, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. He can't get him down. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
On 1st down, it's Rudolph. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. First carry for James Conner. And he's going to take this. Now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up.
There, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his 2nd season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners as guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this.
Here you go.
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Brown. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. And the Saints signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now a play fake. Breeze. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Breeze to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one as he... The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now it's Connor, and he stopped immediately there. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Steelers on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Now a first down carry by Jones. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. This is caught inside the 15. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready. You ready?
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
With it is Brown. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Rudolph off play action. Escaping the pressure right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Sheldon Rankins in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Detroit!
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Pulled in at the 24. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Breeze now to throw. And he's going to go down again. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. On play action, it's Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 58 yards.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a...
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. A spin. And now running right through it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big run there. 29 yards and a first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here's Rudolph. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Boswell's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
To throw is Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football, and it looks like Steeler football. It is. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give to Jones. About 3 yards there to the 27.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Out of the gun, Rudolph. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
On second down, it's Jones. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Fourth down, desperation time for Rudolph. Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Demario Davis in there to sack him for a loss of 6. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, it's Kamara. Fighting through, and he's got space. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. The 20. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. And the Steelers signal for another timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about